the top, so how you feeling down there? Where did you think you could go? 'Cause everyone already knows it's 20 to 1. Yeah, so you better run. You got the world on its knees. You're taking all that you please. You want more, but you get nothing from me. You like the burden we bear. You love the hate that we share. You want more, but you get nothing from me. But it lies.
What up? It's your boy T-Burn Reaction. Today is Wrestling Reaction, and we're going to watch the continuation of Pllana's video on the video that started from the why fans stop watching WWE. This is now how to fix WWE in 2026 though. So yeah, recently WWE been a little bit on decline recently in 2025, and hold on, sorry. As I mentioned in my preview, the weather got to me though, so I'm dealing with a little cold right here. But anyway, we're going to see what Pllana's playing from Pllana's preview of how to fix Wrestling WWE in 2026 to be better as well too. Though it's already going to start right. Well, it is already going to start with everything as well too. For the face fan, we still got to see a Paul being champions for them, but for the heel fan, we got Drew. Well, then that we'll see how things can be fixed in 2026 to make things better. So without further ado, let's check it out. See what Pllana got to say.
We recently looked at reasons why fans stopped watching WWE, and today I'm going to tell you everything that needs to happen to fix the WWE in 2026.
There you go.
Number 1, fire Triple H.
Wow, damn, just like that, just fire him. Sheesh.
The first thing that needs to happen is Triple H has got to go. Now, hear me out. I'm a big believer that when a company is struggling, you got to look at the top. And right now, Triple H is the problem. Look at the evidence. We just watched the Unreal documentary, and some of his decisions are absolutely baffling. Then you've got those interviews where he's literally getting emotional because fans are calling out the product. Like, dude, if people are complaining, then you should be the one who fixes it. And let's be real, you can also look at the WWE product. It has not been good. Fans have been unhappy for over a year now, and it's only getting worse. Ratings have dipped, and the booking is all over the place. Storylines don't make sense, so something has got to change. So I say fire Triple H and even bring back Vince McMahon.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Vince was washed too, and we all know about the awful things that he did. That ship has clearly sailed. But it's not just Triple H. The entire creative team has to go as well. I watched an Unreal clip, and I genuinely can't believe that Road Dogg is still employed.
Yeah.
He couldn't even explain his own booking decisions. Like, the man was on camera fumbling through why he wanted to make certain choices, and it made no sense.
I did watch some of it as well too, but the R2 situation, yeah, it was getting heated in there, so...
Even Bruce Pritchard, he should have been fired the second that he said Pat McAfee should have beaten Gunther. These guys do not know what they're doing. We need people who actually understand wrestling. So, who would I replace them with? The first thing that comes to mind is Shawn Michaels. He's been crushing it in NXT with way less resources.
And the thing with that, though, let's hope it don't repeat, because, Triple H was killed in NXT, then we move up. It started good, then it started went downhill. Just hope the same thing will happen with HBK, though, for sure. Excuse me.
Roster, the guy just knows how to tell a story. Bring him up to the main roster and let him cook. I'd also be down for Shane McMahon. He studied his dad for years, and reportedly he's the one who booked the 2020 Royal Rumble, which, in my opinion, was the best Rumble we had in a decade. The guy just understands wrestling. Undertaker also has decades of knowledge. He could add value. Stone Cold, if he's interested, would bring that no-nonsense attitude that WWE desperately needs right now. Bret Hart could bring back some realism.
True, because he's been very vocal about the current product as well too. So we'll be not that.
Remember when wrestling felt like a real competition? That is what Bret understands better than anyone. I even think Maven could add value. The dude's been.
He could be a sleeper. His little videos like these I be catching clips of these. Be pretty good though.
Breaking down matches on YouTube, and he clearly knows his stuff. and I would even like to see Jim Cornette, and I know a lot of people don't like him, but you can't deny the fact that the man understands wrestling and he's a genius in it. He knows psychology, he knows storytelling, and he's not afraid to call out BS when he sees it. Look, this is step one. You got a clean house at the top, and you bring in people who actually care about the product, and then you can start fixing everything else. This is the first and most important thing that needs to happen to put WWE back on the right track. Number 2, cancel Unreal, and they should do it immediately. It needs
Not that damn video.
to be pulled off of Netflix. Delete every single post about it on social media, and at this point, just pretend it never existed. I've been saying this since it was announced, and I'll keep saying it. Unreal is killing WWE, and somehow every new season just gets worse. The latest season was an absolute disaster. Like I mentioned, Road Dogg looked completely clueless trying to explain his own booking decisions. Bruce Pritchard came off like a total fool, suggesting that Pat McAfee should beat Gunther. Seth Rollins looked like a jerk when he refused to tell LA Knight about the fake injury spot ahead of time.
Wow.
And you could see the frustration on LA Knight's face after he lost the
I haven't got to that yet.
Money in the Bank again. Like, why are you showing us this? It's not just that Unreal killed kayfabe, which it absolutely did. It's that it's exposing just how dumb the people who are running WWE actually are. Triple H, I promise you, you're not doing any favors by showing the world just how clueless your team is. This show is pulling back the curtain and revealing that there's just a bunch of people making it up as they go along with no real plan. You're killing the magic, and maybe even worse, you're exposing your own stupidity. I can't believe that there's someone who actually thinks that they should keep releasing these. Cancel this garbage now before it does any more damage. Number 3, LA Knight. 2026 has to be the year where LA Knight finally gets his push, because I am done watching the WWE waste this.
Hopefully he still has a babyface. Not as a heel. I want to boo him.
Man, for some reason, and I genuinely don't understand it, the WWE treats LA Knight like he's just another expendable mid-carder, like he's a Matt Riddle or MVP or someone of that nature. Like, sure, they've given him the US title a couple of times, but that's it. They've never given him a real push, and they've never handed him the keys to the kingdom, and I think that is a massive mistake, because LA Knight is not a mid-carder. He's a main event player. Think about this. LA Knight has been the favorite to win the Money in the Bank 3 years in a row, and every single time the WWE said nah. And you know what? The fans still have not given up on him. That is how over this dude is. I don't want to see another Cody Rhodes reign right now. I'm not interested in watching CM Punk hold the world title for the next year. And look, ideally, Braun Breaker should be the world champion eventually. But before we get there, before any of that, we need to see LA Knight win the world championship.
I'm not knocking that one as well too. Like I said, long as he does a babyface still, because I want to root for his moment.
McIntyre finally winning the belt was a breath of fresh air. It felt different and it felt new, and that's exactly what the WWE needs on the other brand right now. So I say give the world title to LA Knight. This man has everything: the look, the promos, the charisma, the in-ring ability. He's got all the tools to be the next Stone Cold or The Rock, and I genuinely believe that he's entertaining enough to bring back old fans to the product. So
hold on a second. My bad, let's keep going.
WWE, I'm begging you, please, for once, just do the right thing and push LA Knight in 2026. Number 4, push rookies. It's not just LA Knight who needs,
Whether they're baby faces or forcing heels, it is good to have some rookies get pushed as well too. Let's hopefully we see that though.
attention. The WWE has got a bigger issue. They're not building stars for the future. There are plenty of talented wrestlers on the roster who need more focus. And look, I'm not saying that everyone has got to be the world champion, because that's just not realistic, but WWE needs to present these guys as the future of the company, make them feel important, and make them feel like they matter. Braun Breaker is a perfect example of how to do it right, because he's not the world champion right now, but 2025 was a great year for him, and now he does feel like a star, and he'll get there eventually. He feels like someone who's going to be on top for the next decade, and that is the kind of momentum that WWE should be creating for a lot more guys. Take Carmelo Hayes. In
Yes,
NXT,
sir.
he was the guy, and he carried that brand for years. But on the main roster, he's not doing anything too important, and that's a problem. You can't take someone who is your top star in developmental and then do nothing with them when they get called up. And the same thing with Ilya Dragunov. This guy had incredible matches in NXT. He was presented as a top-tier talent, and now he's on the main roster, and he's kind of just doing all right. He's just there, putting on some good matches, losing matches he shouldn't really be losing, and that is a problem. Then you've got Trick Williams and Obafemi. These are two guys who just got called up, and both of them have
definitely. Trick
potential.
right now he's
Trick
healed, but
has
still.
all the charisma in the world and the connection with the crowd, and Oba has the look and the presence of a beast. These are two guys who can help shape the future of WWE, and I think they need to commit to pushing everyone I mentioned and more in 2026. Because if WWE wants a strong roster 5 years from now, they gotta start investing in these talents today. Number 5, full-timers. Another major issue is how WWE uses their top stars, and I'm not just talking about actual part-timers like Roman, who have contracts that limit their appearances. I'm talking about this less is more philosophy that WWE has adopted across the board. Right now, active main event guys like Gunther, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Randy aren't being used enough. They'll show up for a promo, maybe have a match every few weeks, but they're not consistently on television, and that is an issue. Compare that to the previous eras. You had John Cena, who was on TV every single week. So was Edge, Batista, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker. And if they weren't wrestling, then they were in major segments where they were getting physical with someone. They made each week must-see TV, and that constant presence kept fans invested. You tuned in because you knew your favorite stars would be there doing something important. The WWE needs to get back to that model and put their top guys on TV weekly. Have them wrestle more often and give them meaningful segments when they're not in matches. The whole point of professional wrestling is wrestling. Let your best performers actually perform, and if you want people to care about Raw and SmackDown week to week, you need to give them a reason to watch. Number 6, wrestling and characters. The WWE also needs to restructure how wrestling is presented on their shows. The in-ring style has become too reliant on high spots and athleticism and not enough on storytelling. Right now, it feels like every match needs to have 5 finisher kickouts, dives to the outside, and constant near falls. And honestly, it's kind of exhausting to watch when everything is treated like a big moment. Nothing actually feels special. The WWE should focus more on the fundamentals and slow everything down. Let matches breathe, show the struggle between the two competitors, and make moves matter again. A suplex should look impactful, not just like a transition to the next sequence. Wrestling is supposed to tell a story, and right now, too many matches feel like choreographed spot fest instead of actual fights. There's a difference between athleticism and psychology, and the WWE has leaned too heavily into one side. Along with changing the in-ring style, the WWE needs to emphasize character work, because if matches are going to be more simple and grounded, then wrestlers need stronger characters to compensate. That means better promos, more charisma, and personalities that actually make people care.
And
when WWE hires new talent, they should prioritize people who...
And for the love of God, fix the damn face and heel dynamic alignment system for real. That need to be fixed. Because there's no way your heel should be getting more love than your face. Like, literally, two wrestlers that are getting hated on the most are babyfaces. That's Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn right now. While you're getting guys like Drew and Trick Williams getting more praise, and they're supposed to be heels, the guys they're supposed to hate. Like, this bizarre world mindset that's going on with wrestling is really because how they're booking either character is not looking good. Like, they gotta do something about this as well too. No, I'm not saying toe Curdy Hill, but at the same time, fix the line of system so it won't be where we have won't be fans disliking or hating on Cody or hating on Sammy as well too. And what I want to say something not show too much love to Drew. Meaning, first going to do it because there's for people who love villains these days. Unfortunately, this is that part of society these days well too. But at the same time, like, we gotta have some kind of balance where the faces get cheered as opposed to the vice versa. The heels get booed as opposed to well too. Though like they're not doing enough to get them. Like Drew will diss a fan, diss the crowd, and they still get cheered. Like that don't sound right as well too. Why Cody or Sammy embraces the crowd, get the pop or anything, cheap pop. They get a cheap pop for men, then they back to being booed for some boo or some BS as well too. Like they gotta fix something about that for sure, yo.
Understand traditional wrestling psychology. These are guys who can make the audience invested into a
Hey,
headline
another one's getting slutty cheer. Like, come on, yo. Or if you gonna cheer for, if you gonna have the wrestler get cheered for as a heel, then turn babyface or whatever.
strike exchange, and not every wrestler needs to do a 630 splash to get over. Get back to what made wrestling work in the first place, and that's characters people care about having
Hold on a second. There we go.
matches that feel real. Number 7, theme songs.
Oh yeah, please get rid of Death Rebel, please.
Underrated aspects of WWE that made it special are the theme songs. A great theme can elevate a wrestler's entire
It's been time for
presentation.
Death
In some
Rebel to come
cases,
back
the
to
music is the
get to bounce.
personality. Just think about some of the classics. You had Undertaker's Gong, Triple H's The Game, Stone Cold Steve Austin's Glass Shatter, The Rock's If You Smell, and John Cena's My Time Is Now, and even CM Punk's Cult of Personalities. These are theme songs that instantly got you hyped and into the match. The second you heard them, you knew something was about to go down and it was going to be epic. And I won't lie, the WWE has had some recent success with this. You have Roman's theme, which works perfectly with his character. Cody's Kingdom is
Yes.
epic, and Gunther's entrance music
Well, Cody had that theme since he been in the Indies and everything. So yeah.
has that intense, dominant vibe, and these are examples of getting it right. But beyond those few, most of the current roster has forgettable themes. It's generic rock or rap music that all sounds the same. And during the Royal Rumble sometimes, I literally cannot tell who's coming out half the time because the songs do not stand out, and that's a big problem. The WWE has got to invest more time and resources into creating memorable entrance theme songs, and it seems like a tiny detail, but it makes
Old
a
school
massive
right there.
difference. A great theme song can literally help people get over. It gives the audience something to latch onto. So I say fix the music and you fix a piece of the presentation
Hope this ain't last match this Saturday, yo.
has been missing. Number 8, less green.
Yes!
WWE also needs to reconsider their pricing strategy. Over the past few years, ticket prices have increased significantly.
Yeah, they gotta put a handle on that for real. Like, they gotta put a handle on that for real. Not just ticket prices. This streaming service, all that. They gotta put a handle on that for real, yo.
And it's pricing out a large portion of their fan base. Wrestling has always been something families can afford to attend, and that's the part of what built WWE's audience in the first place. But when tickets for a regular SmackDown or Raw cost hundreds of dollars, you're limiting who can actually come to these events. Hardcore fans and families with kids are getting priced out. If the WWE wants to maintain their loyal base and create the next generation of fans, they need to make live events more accessible again.
Facts.
Lower ticket prices would help fill up arenas and create better atmospheres, which ultimately makes for a better television show. On top of that, the constant advertising has become overwhelming. It feels less like a wrestling show and more like a 3-hour commercial at times. I understand WWE is a business and TKO is focused on maximizing revenue, but there's a balance between profitability and maintaining the quality of the product, and if short-term profits come at the expense of long-term fan loyalty, then that is not a sustainable strategy. Number 9, Raw and SmackDown. I briefly mentioned this in my last video, but I think it's worth expanding on. The WWE needs to clearly define what each brand represents and who it is for. Right now, Raw and SmackDown feel like the same show with different names, and there's no real distinction between them, and that is a missed opportunity. Let's go back to 2002 as an example. Raw was a storyline-driven show with more drama and character work focused on promos and angles, and SmackDown was the wrestling show focused on the in-ring competition and the match quality. That brand split worked because each show had its own identity and appealed to different types of fans, and the WWE should bring back that concept. Make Raw the edgier, storyline-focused program. Give it a more slightly mature tone.
Yes.
I'm not saying fully like the Attitude Era.
I was kind of
something
thinking that
with
too.
more edge than what we have now. This is the show for fans who want drama, compelling characters, and long-term storytelling with some TV-14 edge. Then position SmackDown as the in-ring product and make it more family-friendly and PG, but emphasize match quality and technical wrestling. This is the show for fans of all ages who want to see great matches and pure competition.
What I thought was when Shawn Michaels. This is what I thought was Triple H. This is when Shawn Michaels should keep the Rock doing the
Giving each brand an identity, the WWE can appeal to a broader audience without alienating anyone. Different.
And it sounds about right, especially since you got Raw on Netflix. Like, you should be holding back. You're on like a streaming service. You should be able to hold back anything. You should be holding back anything, for real.
Fans want different things from wrestling.
So I'm gonna wipe my nose in front of you. I hate to do this.
Trying to make everything appeal to everyone at once. Number 10.
That's why I said and when he said that, yeah. That's why I say it should be a balance on how things have especially with the face and heel dynamic. It shouldn't be the heels for the adults and the babyface for children. No, that's what's wrong right there. As well too, and that's why you got folks hating adults hating babyfaces. You have a babyface that's for the family, that's family friendly, like Cody, but also have a babyface that even adults will love, like possibly LA Knight Kurt, you can say Roman Reigns right now is like that, possibly that guy right now, as well too. Then you have the heels that you didn't have the heel. You can do the same for the heels, even much as well too. Since you got folks who must love heels, they have Drew McIntyre be the heel that the love, well, you shouldn't, and have a dastardly heel like Gunther as well too. There you have it. So there's the balance right there for you, right there.
The draft, along with giving each
the draft needs help. They have to at this time include the champions. That, and again, I say this because that were. To me, the draft and them not including champions in their draft in the last couple of drafts, that hurt a good amount of bookings for both Damian and Cody's title run when they won their title at the WrestleMania respectively. Like them not getting traded to instead of going to the brand that's representing belt, they still got traded drafted to Raw. Because Cody had a lot of competition for his belt in Raw. It's the same with Damian Priest though. So let's keep going.
Different fans want different things from wrestling, so give them the options instead of trying to make everything appeal to everyone at once. Number 10, the draft. Along with giving each brand a distinct identity, I think the WWE needs to bring back a real draft. Last year, they essentially abandoned the brand split and it hurt the product. And I think wrestling works better when there's separation between the rosters. It's better to know who the main event players are on each show. You can follow storylines without having to watch both programs, and that clarity is important. When Cody Rhodes randomly showed up on Raw for the War Games build-up, it felt out of place, not because it was a bad moment, but because there was no rules established. If anyone can appear on any show at any time, then what is the point of having two brands? If the WWE does create two different shows for Raw and SmackDown, one focus on stories and the other focus on wrestling, then they need a hard brand split, and that means bringing back a legitimate draft, but not the way they have been doing it. The recent drafts have felt like afterthoughts, just names appearing on a graphic with no stakes, no drama, and no excitement. We got to go back to 2002 again and make it feel like a real sports draft. Show the GMs competing to build the best roster. Let them make trades. Have them draft NXT call-ups live. Create tension and strategy around the selections. There's so much potential with the draft, and the WWE has been half-assing it for years, and if they're serious about separating the brands, then treat the draft like the major event it should be. Number 11, pay-per-views. One of the biggest issues under Triple H's creative direction has been the premium live event format, specifically the fact that most pay-per-views only feature 4 or 5 matches. Now, I'm not saying let's go back to the Vince McMahon era of cramming 11 or 12 matches onto every card. that was too much. Shows would
was.
drag, matches would feel rushed, and nothing had time to breathe. But 4 or 5 matches is too few, especially when fans are paying premium prices for tickets
Exactly.
or ESPN subscriptions.
Facts,
You're asking
yo.
people to invest money and time into an event, and you're only giving them 2 or 3 hours of content with massive gaps in between and a lot of ads. The bigger problem is also that good storylines are being left off these shows entirely. Chad Gable versus Otis was a perfect example.
Right, was.
That feud was white hot and the fans were invested, and it deserved a blow-off match at a pay-per-view, but it never happened because there wasn't room on the card. That's not just bad for those specific wrestlers, it's bad for the overall product. If you're not rewarding the fans for following storylines by giving them proper payoffs, then why should any fans stay invested? The solution is simple. Aim for 6 to 8 matches per PLE, and that's more than enough to feature your main event matches, give your mid-card feuds their moment, and keep the show from feeling bloated.
Yeah.
I think it's a reasonable middle ground, and it's what fans have been asking for. Stop being stubborn about the format and give the people what they actually want. Number 12, War Games. And the last thing we need to address is War Games. Look, I love the match. It's a fun event, but
I'll say this. I don't have to be like, here's the thing. Lately, I love War Games, but lately it's been like it's forced. It's like no story behind it as much as well too. This past one with the guys felt like while it was star-studded, it fell flat. Unfortunately, I hate to admit it as well too. It's like you're just throwing folks in there just for a War Game match. Here's the thing. Only if they have a story. I feel like the Wyatts and the NFT would have a better story to go into a war games than the one we had, to be honest, as well too. Other thing is, not everybody need a war game. If you must, only do a war game if there's a story about it. While the rest for Survivor Series can do, go back to traditional Survivor Series. And another thing, it shouldn't have to always be Survivor Series. It should be like a match to be in a different pay per view, not all every year like the same pay per view. Like different ones depends on the story. It should be like that, not more. But let's see what you gotta say.
But there's no reason we gotta run War Games every single year, and there's definitely no reason to have 2 of them on the same show. It honestly feels forced at this point, and more importantly, I think it kind of ruins Survivor Series. Survivor Series used to be one of WWE's legendary pay-per-views. It had its own identity, and now it's just the War Games show, and that's it. The legacy of Survivor Series has been completely overshadowed, and here is an easy fix. Just rotate the stipulation year to year based on what makes sense for storylines. One year, bring back the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. That's what the event was built on, and it still works when done right. The next year, they could use Elimination Chamber. It fits the survival theme perfectly, and it's a match that fans love. Then the following year, do War Games again if the story calls for it. By rotating these stipulations, the WWE keeps it fresh. War Games stays special because it's not guaranteed every year. Survivor Series regains its identity, and fans don't feel like they're watching the same event over and over. Variety is what made WWE great, so bring it back. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Cool.
I'm sure
There's definitely some good reasons to change as well too, though. I mean, a little too harsh on the, a little too harsh on fire at Triple H though. But I can say some stuff in the creative team should be changed as well too. What was the other one? Some good choices. I mean, I don't know about Cordy. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on it. I don't mind it, but at the same time, I understand why folks don't like it. I haven't finished the rest. I watched up to a few episodes, which seemed pretty cool, but I kind of understand why folks feel the way they feel about it, though. Yeah, push the rookies, push LA Knight. He needs to push. Hopefully, as a babyface, because I want to cheer for his moment. And I'm always say you can feel cheer for him, whatever. I'm not jeopardizing what I've been doing for the longest time. Root for faces, Boone Hill. I mean, I'm trying to keep be faithful to that as well too. And you know, folks want to try to villainize folks for that, but whatever, because they want somebody to have a dark side more for the longest time. Push the rookies, whether it may faces or unfortunately Hill, do push the rookies as well too. What was the other one? He said, yeah, more full timers as well too. Yeah, the part time thing is a little is a mess. Um, the what we got going on here? Music, yeah, Fire Death Rebels. I'm gonna say, yeah, try to chill with them, take down the prices of please. It will help as well too. Raw SmackDown do need to have their own little identity as well too. They need to bring back the draft, and then another one is War Games. Like only if it's needed. Only if it's needed. Don't force it. I love War Games, but only if it's needed. All right. Or like I said, have one do a War Game, one do a traditional Survivor Series, one or the other. Don't force it just to have it. It's coming forced now. Like it's no, it's really not really a true storyline. It's like a forced storyline. Go body. Other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.